Hi guys, today I'm going to be looking at the European field trip I had the privilege of going on, and I'm going to be discussing exactly what we did. So on the first day we made the journey from Hull to Rotterdam on the overnight ferry. So as you can see, the rooms were very spacious for 4 people, and yeah, the weather was quite alright at that time, but yeah, unfortunately didn't stay that way throughout the whole journey. But eventually we arrived in Europort, the largest port in Europe. And once we arrived in Rotterdam, we made the journey to Rotterdam Central, where we had our first scenario. This scenario was all about analysing the travel behaviour of tourists in Rotterdam. So, for example, why they are travelling and how they are travelling around, whether that's through train, bus, or cycling. And then we made our way into Rotterdam Central's underground facilities, which has about 5,000 bike parking spaces. We then had a walk around the area, looking at different modes of transport and the regeneration projects in the city, before we ended up at Linsbaan, where we carried out our second scenario of the day. This scenario was all about surveying the quality of streets in the Rotterdam Linsbaan area and determining whether they were appropriate or needed any infrastructure improvements. And after this, we boarded a water taxi to Hotel New York for some food before heading back to our hotel. So on day 2, we left Rotterdam and headed to the town Delft, where we got the bikes out and had a tour of the cycling pedestrian infrastructure around the town, which was good because this was today's scenario, surveying the cycling infrastructure around the town. So in the morning we got our bikes out, then had a look around the city. It was a really nice day for it. It was one of my most enjoyable days. But yeah, we eventually headed to the Delft Market Square for lunch, where I checked out this cathedral and had some really nice views. And then after this, I unfortunately had to get food by myself because my phone was about to die. But then we made our way over to Utrecht. Yeah, so moving on to day 3. We spent the day in Utrecht, which is a really nice city. And yeah, one of the final days that we spent in the Netherlands before moving to Germany. So the first thing we did in Utrecht was carry out some traffic surveys around the busy junction of Vijbrug and Oldgracht. So here we could see there was a lot more cyclists than car users, which is completely different to the UK. And then once we completed scenario 4, we had the opportunity to go on a 60-minute tour of Utrecht's canal network. And this gave us an opportunity to look at the unique perspective that the network offers. And once this was done, we managed to get some lunch. I just got a sandwich and chocomel. It's one of the main things I miss from the Netherlands. And once we had lunch, we had a treasure hunt activity to do, where we explored how the station area and the city centre has been significantly redeveloped over the past 10 years. And yeah, this included a visit to the world's largest cycle parking facility, which was really interesting. And then after this, we packed our things and then boarded the long train to Dortmund, where we will stay the next few nights. And on day 4, we had to unfortunately leave the Netherlands because we were staying in Germany for the next few days. And day 4, we attended the Leeds College of Building Partnered College in Germany, which I'm not going to try and pronounce. But yeah, we stayed there for the day before moving to Hattingen, where we had a nice meal together. Yeah, so on day 4, we got the train down to Essen, where we attended the partnered college. As you can see there, everyone was looking thrilled to be there. But yeah, we had a lot of activities throughout the day, ranging from a quiz at the very start, and getting to know the German students. But yeah, we finished off the day playing some frisbee, which was good fun, before heading back into Essen city centre. We had a quick lunch in Essen before moving to Hattingen, which is a really nice medieval town, arguably one of the better places in Germany that I went to. And yeah, then we went for a nice meal together before heading back to Dortmund for the night. So on day 5, we had a very busy day, visiting Essen, Wuppertal and Dusseldorf and completing 2 scenarios along the way. So we started the morning in Essen, where we had a walk around the city centre, where we discussed things like the walkability and design. We explored lots of significant transport infrastructure in the city, including its integrated tram and underground network. And yeah, then after this we had a quick stop at a park. And then after that quick break, we headed to Wuppertal to visit the safest transport network in the world, the Schwebebahn. And this was very interesting. It's quite a unique system that runs over the river Wupper, and it's the oldest electric elevated railway with hanging cars in the world. It's very important for the overall transport network in Wuppertal, as it carries over 80,000 people per day. We also carried out a capacity survey on the network, so for each stop we would count the amount of people both standing and sitting to see where the most popular stops are. After this we made our way down to Dusseldorf, which is a really nice city. Quite a popular one for nightlife. So as all the scenarios were complete at this point, we decided to go out and have a few drinks. It's turned into many drinks, as seen from this next clip.
You say I want it that way.
So after an eventful night in Dusseldorf, we had our final day in Germany, which was meant to be a free day, but collectively we all decided to spend the day together in Cologne. So the first thing we did was had a look at this amazing cathedral. It's one of the most amazing buildings I've ever seen. Yeah, we were just also quite surprised it didn't get destroyed in the war. But yeah, after that, I went and got well-needed full English after my antics the night before. We then hopped on a boat cruise around Cologne before having a group meal and some non-alcoholic beer. And then to finish off Cologne, we made a quick pit stop before getting the train back to Dortmund. So on our final day of our trip, we visited Amsterdam to explore the famous city and its waterways. Yeah, so for our final day on the trip, we were allowed to spend some time in Amsterdam, where I spent the majority of my time just walking around. I had a quick look at Ajax's stadium, the Johan Cruyff Arena. But yeah, this is one of my most favourite cities that I've been to. And yeah, it was a really pleasant day. But once this was done, we had to pack up our things and get the bus to Rotterdam in order to board the ferry back to Hull. And on the ferry, we had one last good night together before heading back to college and concluding our trip. And yeah, so that concluded my European trip. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, moving on to how I actually did it. So I used a software called CapCut, which allowed me to put images and photos on and allowed me to voice over it. So I think this was good because one, it's free, it's beginner friendly. I'm not too great in editing, but I thought this was helpful. It's got some good effects, some good AI tools, and yeah, it's easy for social sharing. I think on the downside though, there is some lag. There's not many advanced controls, and then yeah, there can be some export issues, and yeah, it might not be as good as Adobe or things like that. I think when putting this together as well, I think it was important for me to put it in chronological order, so it was easy to understand and easy to follow, as it was just a day-by-day storytelling basically. I also included almost like title pages for each of the days, and yeah, for all of them days I included the scenarios and I would say a fairly detailed overview of what we were doing. I feel like there was some good aspects of my vlog. I feel like I included some good facts and some good details about exactly what we were doing. However, on the downside, I think I could have included more, photos and videos that I've took personally in the trip. I feel like I almost let myself down on that side of things during the trip. I feel like I should have taken more because I feel like some of the images I had to take from Google and things like that, where I feel like if I could go back now, back on the trip, I feel like I'd get some better photos. Overall, I feel like this was a good attempt at a vlog. I've never done anything like this, so I feel like I gave it a good go. I feel as though it was easy to follow. It contained detail, but not without overdoing it. I've tried to make it engaging for the audience. Yeah, not just make it, really boring with, just an image on with a load of text. I've tried to make it, a little more creative so that it's easy to follow and it's engaging. So I didn't think this was a bad effort. Yeah, and just thank you for listening. Thanks.